and the Montreal Alouettes. And I really don't have a feeling for where this game's going in the fourth quarter, which is what we want in a Grey Cup.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to look forward and see, okay, where's it going? What I can tell you is that Montreal, despite giving up a fumble on a punt return earlier, which might be the reason James Letcher Jr. didn't take the last one, Tyson Philpott entrusted to return it. They missed that opportunity. They missed the opportunity to punch it in at the end of the first half, down inside the 1 yard line on 3rd and goal. And you just can't kill the Montreal Alouettes. They won't go away in this game, Dustin. So they're basically in a spot where they have the football and they have an opportunity in the fourth quarter with whatever light wind is happening here at Tim Hortons Field on Grey Cup Sunday at their backs. They deferred to open up the game. They got the ball first in the third quarter. If I'm the Alouettes and I haven't gotten a score from my defense or my special teams and I'm only down by 3 to begin the fourth quarter, I'm as happy as can be.
Montreal only had the ball for 4 minutes and 22 seconds in the third quarter, but they're also the only team who scored points. They got the 7 points. The lead was 17-7 at the half. It is now 17-14. And we've seen Winnipeg in Grey Cups in these situations. They've closed them. They've not closed them in other situations. Very intrigued to see what Cody Fajardo does in the fourth quarter of a Grey Cup against his arch nemesis Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
And keep in mind, like, Cody Fajardo 0-9 head-to-head against Zach Collaros, right? So trying to go off the script on that. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who went leading after 3 quarters, 12-1 this season as well. So you're going up against the guy you haven't been able to beat and the team that doesn't let you win a football game when they are leading to begin the fourth quarter. But as we said off the top, this is the Grey Cup. None of these things from the past matter. It is 15 minutes to determine. Let's think about this real big picture. Legacy. This is legacy stuff. This is not just a game or a championship. This is, are the Bombers a dynasty? Are they 3-4? Or are they similar to the Calgary Stampeders in 2016 and 2017 where, yeah, you're the best team, we see you, but you're just not getting it done and you're never going to end up with the rings on your fingers that you should.
And is Cody Fajardo on the other side all of a sudden answered all of the doubters his entire career by coming into the Grey Cup as an 8.5-point underdog and beating a team that was trying to push towards the dynasty that you just talked about it. So in case you were wondering, lots of drama as we get started here in the fourth quarter. Cody Fajardo, another one of those quick passes, has a completion, gets about half of what they need as he goes back to Austin Mack. He's caught all 5 targets thrown in his direction.
And I love that they start the fourth quarter with Austin Mack, because if they're going to win the Grey Cup, they're going to have to do it through the success of throwing the ball on the edges, getting it away before Jeff Goder-Jefferson can get up the field and wreck your fourth quarter. Fajardo just turns and finds 81 as quickly as possible.
He got 6, 2nd and 4 for the Montreal 42. 3 options, wide side left for Fajardo. Looks that way at first. Pressure coming over the middle, down the field, and is that intercepted? Are you kidding me? Evan Holm takes it away in spectacular fashion. One of the best you'll ever see on this stage.
Fajardo left it a little bit skinny on the post. He was looking over the top. He stepped up in the pocket perfectly, had a great shot to Mack. I thought Mack might have come away with it. There was 4 hands in the pile, and somehow Holm is the one that comes down with it.
The storyline just gets thicker and thicker here at Tim Hortons Field. We'll step away. Bombers have the ball back. Welcome back to the Hammer. Just over 14 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, and the significant plays in this ball game continue to pile up.
A couple of prize fighters, punch for punch. Evan Holm, 3rd interception of the season, a beauty, and it gives Winnipeg possession at their own 21.
First interception of the game for Cody Fajardo. Has a touchdown pass as well. Back on the ground to Brady Oliveira, and he gets about 6 yards, at least 5 on that first down carry. He's over 90 in the game.
Getting another look here at the interception thrown to Evan Holm. Again, over the top. It's Austin Mack trying to run a little skinny post. Holmes over the top. The window gets squeezed by Brandon Alexander, who tightens it down just enough that Fajardo throws it further upfield than he originally would have. And then somehow, Dustin, Holm comes away with it. As I said before, 4 hands there. Holm just out-wrestles Austin Mack for the football.
He had an interception last week as well. Did the second-year Bomber Evan Holm. Polaris, and he's in trouble right down the middle. Stubblefield sacks him, and that'll bring up third down. Oh, that was a big-time collision. And Kolaris is able to hang on to the ball.
Yeah, Stubblefield came in, almost tried to go for the sack, the forced fumble, and the fumble recovery all in one.
That would have been a touchdown.
Trying to rip it away as he was trying to bring him down at the same time. A heck of a play by Stubblefield, flying in, 4th sack of the season. And he just gets inside of Jamarcus Hardrick. Little speed move that time. The little quick guy diving in the inside. Kolaris has got his eyes to the left, never sees him coming.
Zach did a good job of actually hanging on to that ball because he was totally caught by surprise. Stubblefield just appears out of nowhere around Jamarcus Hardrick, and now a chance for excellent field position. Jamison Sheen drops it in. Taken by Philpott at midfield, near sideline. He's got a burst all the way down to the 30. And the Alouettes will start just 30 yards away from the Bombers' end zone with 12:25 on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
Real opportunity right now for the Montreal Alouettes to take the lead for the first time in this ball game. No matter what, you got to end this drive, if you want to call it a drive, because the ball is spotted all the way down at the 28-yard line with a kick. Whether that's an extra point or a field goal, you can knot things up. You're already within field goal range for David Cote. This season, when they've started their drives in an opponent's end, 28 drives, 5 touchdowns for the Alouettes.
Stanback has a touchdown today. Came from right around this area on the field. Fajardo with a passing touchdown of his own. They start on the ground as Stanback cuts it back up the middle of the field. Eventually wrapped up by Gauthier, but he picks up 6 yards on first down.
And the Bombers are throwing bodies at William Stanback from every single direction they possibly can. You got Ricky Walker on the inside trying to crash down from defensive tackle. Retta Cramby gets run through an arm tackle here as Stanback's legs continue to drive through it. Shane Gauthier can't get there.
Stanback, 56 yards on the ground in this game. Stands in to the left of his quarterback, Cody Fajardo. 2nd and 4. Fajardo, near side, drops it in. Another completion as he goes back to Sneed. First down, Montreal.
That's smooth as ever from Tyler Sneed. One of the real pleasant surprises for the Montreal Alouettes in a year where they weren't sure who was going to be catching passes from Cody Fajardo. Even after he signed, protection up front is solid. They go 5 for 5. They chip with the fullback James Tuck, and it's just an out route against man coverage. Easy pitch and catch for the Alouettes.
4th catch of the game for Sneed. Into the red zone goes Montreal. 1st and 10 from the Winnipeg 13. Fajardo near side to Mack, stays on his feet, 5, end zone touchdown! Montreal! Austin Mack has a Grey Cup major, and the Alouettes have a Grey Cup fourth quarter lead.
First lead of the ball game for the Montreal Alouettes. They've been screening the Bombers defense to death, forcing Jefferson and Jeffcoat to turn and run, not to be able to get after it in the pass rush. They line up with the double tight end set. One's the fullback, James Tuck. He releases out. Jefferson gets frozen. They throw it around him. One missed tackle by Demario Houston, and Austin Mack is into the end zone for Montreal.
The Alouettes, couple of touchdowns here in the second half after trailing by 10 at halftime. Cote to make it a 4-point ball game, and that is exactly what he will do. 3 plays, 28 yards in 1 minute and 13 seconds. Cody Fajardo, 2 touchdowns now in this ball game. Incredible to think that they couldn't score an offensive touchdown in 2 games against this Winnipeg defense on the biggest stage. 3 offensive touchdowns. They've gotten help from Kavianento. They've got some big returns, some good field positions. Certainly Tyson Philpott being able to get a huge punt return after the sack by Reggie Stubblefield, the Outstanding Rookie Award winner from the Montreal Alouettes. That played into all of this, but it's all about Jason Moss going back to the well over and over and over again. It's so obvious that their game plan was, we can't let these DNs
ruin the game for us the way that Jefferson and Jeffcoat ruined the 2019 Grey Cup for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Dane Evans in that Grey Cup 4 years ago, the first of this 4 run by the Bombers, he could never set his feet. He was never comfortable. Hamilton kept trying to deep drop back and throw into it and face pressure, and they didn't protect as well as Montreal has, and they hadn't game planned as well to try and beat these defensive ends. It's certainly easier when Adam Bighill is not in full time right now because you can get away with doing some different things, but finding a way to get James Tuck out, get him downfield, get the key block on the halfback Dietrich Nichols, and Austin Mack one-on-one against a corner. I'm going to take Austin Mack almost every single time, and he shows why on this play.
Austin Mack might be working his way into the conversation for a Grey Cup MVP because he's made 2 spectacular catches. Yep. He's got a touchdown. He's at 103 yards as well, and he is just balling out here. And they can use him in the screen game. They can use him down. He's that guy that you can put in every single aspect of this offense for the Montreal Alouettes. And as Marshall mentioned, we talked a lot about what was the path to victory for the Montreal Alouettes in this Grey Cup, and there is still a long way to go. And with what we've seen so far in this football game, a lot of things still to be decided. But for them to come out and do it, and you mentioned special teams have been good, defense has been good, but their offense has looked really good, and we didn't expect that.
Well, and again, I think a lot of this credit, and it's not that Cody hasn't played well, he's gotten more accurate, I think, as the game has gone on. Cody's a streaky player. He's going to have drives where he looks as though he can put the ball anywhere he wants. He's going to have times where he just misses a couple of big throws. But certainly, Jason Moss and Anthony Calvillo have come out with a game plan that has helped him find a way to get comfortable and get into that rhythm that they need.
Janarian Grant from the 15. Up the middle, now trying to kick it to the outside. Here he goes, a little bit of room for Janarian Grant. Up to the 50, finally hammered out of bounds, just shy of midfield, but that is a return that the Bombers desperately needed.
Second lowest in the CFL in the regular season were the Bombers with just 8 big returns. That's of 30 yards or more. Kick return game has not been their strength, but Janarian Grant last year in the West Final, Dustin, he took one to the house. The Grey Cup last year out in Regina, he took another to the house. He's always got a chance to flip the script on you, just like we saw James Letcher Jr. do against Toronto last week in the East Final.
10:45 on the clock, and it ticks down now. Winnipeg starts this drive on their own 54. Collaros to the right, near side. And he has a completion, first of the day, to Rasheed Bailey. And we've seen them run that play a couple of times here, haven't we?
Saying and pointing at it as it's happening. You asked me back in the first half, okay, they've gone with that inside flip a couple of times to Debsky. What comes after it? That right there. They were trying to find Kenny Lawler on the home run shot. Montreal fell back into a deep zone, didn't allow them to hit the home run. So Collaros is smart, takes the underneath. But a good, well-executed play on both sides that time. Collaros out-executes Montreal, but Montreal prevents the home run.
Second and a good 2. Prukop into the game. He will push it ahead. Kind of ducked under a defender and picks up the first down for Winnipeg.
Yeah, Darnell Sankey's doing his best Adam Bighill impression today. Coming flying over the top of the pile. He barely misses on that one. But Prukop, again, all day long, he's been trusting that left-hand side of Jeff Gray and Stanley Bryan, and why not? They find the bubble. He slides underneath it. Eli's out in front as well. And a really nice look for the short yardage team. I don't think there's any reason to doubt them in the final 10 minutes of the 2023 CFL season.
Yeah, no hesitation to throw that group out there in critical moments. And they're all critical the rest of the way here. Oliveira, right up the middle. And he gets about 8 yards on the first down carry. There really wasn't anything spectacular about that. They just pushed it right ahead.
And that just shows you how much they trust their running game, where typically if you're behind in the fourth quarter, you're going to be less likely on first down to try and pick up 5, 6, 7, 8 yards with your running game. But Winnipeg will do that with anybody. And then again, as we say, no reason to not trust this short yardage unit as they line up for second down and 2. Dakota Prukop back on the field. We'll see if he goes left behind Stanley Bryan and Jeff Gray once again.
Brady Oliveira has just become the 24th player in Grey Cup history to run for 100 yards. Prukop in short yardage, trying to push it ahead. They did a better job on him, but he still has enough for a Winnipeg first down.
I'm not sure what they're supposed to do. If you're the right side of the Alouettes defensive line, you know it's coming. There's nothing you can do to stop it. But again, it sets up Zach Collaros with a fresh set of downs here, just on the outside of the 30-yard line, and this is where Zach is most dangerous. This is Zach Collaros' funhouse. This is where the playbook is wide open from anywhere between the 20 and I would say about the 35-yard line. This is where Zach is most comfortable being a creative playmaker.
There's something dropped in over his shoulder of Nick Dembski down the middle of the field here. We'll see what they do with Zach. Montreal's going to show a little bit of pressure. They'll hand it off to Oliveira, and Oliveira gets about 4 yards on first down.
And Dembski had to plus in because at the very last second there was a bit of an edge pressure coming. It looked like Montreal noticed it, wanted to come after it, and Dembski communicating as he goes back to the huddle with Jamarcus Hardrick, the right tackle, saying, hey man, we got to talk on that, make sure we know where each other are going.
They end up giving him 5, so it'll be 2nd and 5. 4 consecutive running plays for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Clock ticks down inside 8 minutes. Dustin Neilson, Marshall Ferguson with you here at the 110 Grey Cup in Hamilton. Collaros dumps it off. Dembski trying to find some space, pushing it ahead, and he will be stopped shy of the 20. Very close to a first down. They're taking a look. And it will be a Winnipeg Blue Bomber first down in the hands of Dembski.
Great job by Brady Oliveira that time, picking up pressure on the opposite side away from Zach, giving him just enough time with Wesley Sutton coming after him to get it out to Nick Dembski. But man, this Montreal defense, even though they're giving up first downs, 7 minutes left, clock rolling here in the fourth quarter, they're certainly rallying to the football as fast as they have all season.
Zach Collaros, 16 of 20 in this game. Exact same number as Cody Fajardo. Collaros keeps it down the field, has a completion just shy of the 10. A flag flies in as well as Rasheed Bailey has his second catch of the ball game. Flag in the secondary.
That was deep in the defensive secondary where that one came in from as well.
Is against the Montreal Alouettes. Waiting for Croker, our head referee here, his first Grey Cup.
Montreal number 24. 10-yard penalty, it makes it a first down.
Marc-Antoine Dequoy. Did you pick up the call? He said it was Dequoy, but...
He did say it was Dequoy. We'll see where they spy. I believe that they've picked up the penalty. Oh, no. Yeah, bump at the line of scrimmage. They were trying to see whether or not the contact came beyond the original line of scrimmage.
When it's all said and done, Winnipeg 1st and 10 from the Montreal 11, trying to regain the lead that they've held most of the game. They'll give it to Brady Oliveira, pushing down, gets to the 5, no further. Stop there. Stubblefield in on the tackle.
And again, the little end-around motion from the Winnipeg Blue. There's we talked this week about Mike O'Shea and is he a CFL legend and all the old school coaches that you can compare him to, Bud Grant and on and on. And the idea that they're basically running a variation of like a wishbone offense with this line everybody up, in tight to the line of scrimmage, almost like a tight end, show that end around motion, try to hold the backside defensive end, and then run it right up the gut with Brady Oliveira. It's very, very old school from the Bombers offense here in the fourth quarter.
5 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 2 from the Montreal 4. Still room to pick up a first down, so Prukop's in there, short yardage, pushing ahead, Prukop diving towards the end zone, and he's in. A short yardage strike from Prukop, and the Bombers go back on top. Wow!
Redemption for Dakota Prukop. Last year in the Grey Cup, couple of tough plays down the stretch that really cost the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but he comes back from a stint down south, re-signs with the team, gets in with the short yardage package, and he's gone left all night. This time he goes off the right-hand side, and as soon as he smells the end zone, even though he's 4 or 5 yards away, he starts triple jumping. Hop, a skip, and a jump, back into the lead, Winnipeg on top.
Found the space, and then his athletic ability took over, and Prukop sneaks it in from 4 yards out. Extra point. Castillo knocks it home. And Winnipeg goes back on top by 3. Do not go anywhere. A thrilling Grey Cup finish coming up here on the TSN Radio Network. Welcome back to the Hammer. Buckle up. 5:12 left. A 9-play, 56-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 17 seconds has put the Winnipeg Blue Bombers back in front, 24-21.
What a great job by Winnipeg. Again, the adversity that they face, they are fueled by it. They love a challenge. It's part of the reason that Zach Alaros has been so great, and the reason why, we talk all the time about whether or not, they're too old and the Dyson's going to move on and Willie's done and Zach is going to. They're not going anywhere. They love this. This is what this group is hardened by under head coach Mike O'Shea. The whole culture is built around when things get tough, we'll find a way no matter what. They fell short last year, and they're trying to get redemption. I'm not sure I've ever seen a Bombers team play this emotionally as I have tonight.
They have had the ball for almost 36 minutes, twice the possession of the Montreal Alouettes, but they only lead by 3. No Letcher on the return here for Montreal again. Sneed is back there with Philpott as Castillo kicks it away. Philpott takes it at the 22. And he is upended at the 35 by Hallett.
That's an incredible play by Nick Hallett. He has an entire wall of Montreal special teamers coming at him. David Dallaire, about 2 or 3 others. He ducks under one, spins off the other, and then chops down the return man at Tyson Philpott. Canadian on Canadian action with 5 minutes to go in the Grey Cup.
Well, the stage is set here for Cody Fajardo. Zach Collaros just led a 5-minute drive. There's 5 minutes exactly on the clock. They need a field goal to tie it. Anything more could possibly end up leading to a win. They'll hand it off. Big bump ahead by Stanback. He's got a first down. Right up the middle for 12.
Great start to the drive, and now Stanback gets up a little bit slow, that left arm dangling along his side, so he heads to the sideline. In comes Jezrin Antwi, the backer. Remember, Walter Fletcher, one of the other great running backs, is out still on the injured list, and so the Canadian Antwi out of Calgary had to make it the hard way through the CFL draft, through the regional combine process. He's in here with Stanback on the sideline.
Looked like Stanback just sort of fell awkwardly on his shoulder at the end of that play. 1st and 10, Alouettes from their own 47. Fajardo gets it away. Antwi takes it out in the flat. Gauthier is there on the tackle at the Montreal 50, a pickup of 3.
Montreal doing everything they possibly can to get the ball out wide and make these defensive ends turn and run. That time Jason Moss saying, I bet you don't think we're going to our backup running back on a little bubble screen. We just subbed him into the game. He's only been on specials all game. Nope, they try to flip it out and beat you, but Gauthier makes a great play, tracks him down.
Gauthier is checked out of the game for now. 2nd and 7. Huge down here for the Alouettes. Empty backfield. Fajardo, just a 3-man pressure over the middle. Sneed caught it, bobbled it. Bombers hop on it. Incomplete pass. They've ruled it an incomplete pass. Whew.
And for now, it sits at 3rd and 7, so I don't think if you're the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, you need to throw the challenge flag. You've got the 3-point advantage. You're about to get the football back. The punting unit comes out for the Alouettes. I was just about to applaud how great of a read that was by Cody Fajardo. He looked left, had an out route, saw that it was zone, got off of it, came to the backside, checked it down to Tyler Sneed, and then Sneed ends up not being able to hold on. It was close, Dusty. He was turning and trying to knife. I'm surprised they didn't leave that as a fumble on the original call.
Turned it upfield, got about half turned. Well, full turn. And then it pops out. No challenge, though. And this kick by Zima is just absolutely horrendous.
The exact same problem he had in the first half. He's trying to set his hips to the right and kick it back to the left, and that one sounded like it almost came off his shin. That was a huge miss.
Montreal number 36, 10-yard penalty. First down, Winnipeg.
So 10 yards, and this puts Winnipeg in a really nice spot here now. That's 2 really bad kicks, and you're right on the comparison. Exact same thing that happened in the first half.
And I see what they're trying to do. You're trying to return, to limit the return game ability of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but for Zima, he just hasn't been able to execute it. Again, the ball's on the right hash. He sets it up, and he completely misses on this when they're trying to hook it back to the left. the angle's off, whatever it is, the drop, the release, but I'm not even sure that means clean contact with his foot. So not only do you kick it out of bounds, it's a short punt, but it's also the penalty yardage, and it's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 47-yard line for the Bombers.
23-yard swing. That's it. So great field position here for the Bombers to possibly seal this one away. And that incomplete pass to Sneed could end up being the difference in this ball game. Does the Alouettes defense have another big play in them here? Winnipeg works from the 47. Who else? Brady Oliveira right up the middle. A little bit of help from his fullback, and they'll get a couple of yards on 1st down. And that will take us inside 3 minutes in the 110th Grey Cup from Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton on the TSN Radio Network. Welcome back one more time to Hamilton, Ontario, the home and host of the 110th Grey Cup. It's been an excellent week, and it's been an excellent ball game, Marshall.
Yeah, this is the perfect football game to wrap up a tremendous success of an event here in Hamilton. 2021, they didn't get to host it the way they wanted to. Winnipeg comes in, ruined the party, of course, on the home Hamilton Tiger Cats, and Winnipeg's looking to get another here with a 3-point lead, 2:48 remaining, and try and cement their legacy, winning 3 of the last 4 Grey Cups.
He's Marshall Ferguson. I'm Dustin Neilson. Thank you for spending the game with us on a number of stations all across the country. Our TSN partners, CJOB in Winnipeg, Ched in Edmonton, QR in Calgary, CKRM in Regina, a couple of stations picking us up in BC as well, in Kelowna and Kamloops. Thank you to everybody for joining us as the Alouettes have put up an excellent fight here against the Bombers. Do they have one punch left in them?
Well, and that's the whole thing, right? This season has come down to, at every point, Montreal has been doubted, told, nope, you're not good enough, you don't have an opportunity, you're not going to get the job done. They've answered the bell every single time this season, especially in this 7-game winning streak. If they're going to get their 8th in a championship, they're going to have to do something sensational against Zach Collaros and the Bombers to dethrone them.
Big down here, 2nd and 8 with 2.5 minutes to play. Collaros wants to throw. Now he's under pressure, not going to get away. Alouettes defense has sacked him, and Montreal will get the ball back. Darnell Sankey causing issues for that offensive line.
Montreal Alouettes, according to Pro Football Focus, the 7th ranked pass rush. They say, we don't care. We don't care late in the game. We'll just go get it. Darnell Sankey in the middle of the defense, waits it out, lined up one-on-one with Jeff Gray. There's just nobody open. Nobody could separate for Zach. Almondo Sewell got good push on the interior of the pocket, and Sankey is there to collect.
Montreal with 4 sacks in this football game. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who sacked Vernon Adams 9 times last week, have just 1. Jamison Sheen set to kick it away. Philpott awaits. Philpott will take it at the 20. Comes back across the field, just outside the 25 with 1 minute and 56 seconds left. Cody Fajardo has an opportunity to lead a game-winning drive in the Grey Cup.
Can you imagine to finally figure out how to beat Zach Collaros, being 0-9 head-to-head against the man who he replaces, the starting quarterback of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, on this field in week 1 of 2019. Who knew that would lead us all to this point 4 years later, facing off head-to-head in a 3-point ball game, 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Bombers defense have to hurry into place here. Fajardo starts on his own 27. Quick pass over to Philpott. Got a block, eventually tracked down from behind, but that is a 1st down and back to the way they've had success in this ball game.
And down behind the play is Justin Lawrence. It looks like the center for the Montreal Alouettes is Tyson Philpott. I was screaming at Nick Callender, the left tackle, to get out, get a block, go get a piece of Evan Holm to try and help out Tyson Philpott. I'm sure the Montreal coaching staff was too. He gets just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Cody Fajardo has led 10 career game-winning drives. None would be bigger than this. Empty backfield, swing stand back out down to the near side. Fajardo quickly back to Philpott. Gautier's there, wraps him up short of the 1st down, but 1 minute and 29 seconds on the clock. And a second and short.
And Philpott's feeling that one. I mean, that was an absolute home run shot from Gauthier right into the ribs of number 6 in red and blue as Fajardo checks out with the short yardage team coming on. But again, just trying to absolutely screen the Winnipeg Blue Bombers defense to death, trying to tire them out, trying to get them to run. They know they can't run it directly into the middle of this defense. They got to get it on the edges. They've done it well all night.
Evans into the game, second and short. He's got it, almost escaped free for a big chunk, but he gets the ball to midfield with 79 seconds on the clock.
And now you come out if you're Cody Fajardo, and how aggressive will you be? These are going to be the plays that will be picked apart the entire offseason for Jason Moss and Cody Fajardo. As Moss down the sideline calling it in, takes one look up at the Jumbotron to take advantage of the time and score situation, get a look at the play clock as Fajardo breaks the pocket.
Cote, their kicker, beyond 40 this year, is just 16 of 25. You'd be more comfortable if you can get this thing significantly closer. Fajardo again, couldn't go to the left, they're gonna get home. Cody Fajardo is sacked with 62 seconds on the clock, and it's Gauthier and Jeffcoat in the mix.
And I think finally, Dustin, that was the counter as Montreal takes a timeout here after the sack to reset, and there's a flag down as well. But that looks like it was the counter. Retta Cramdy came down late to get into the throwing lane to try and take the little hook underneath the Tyson Philpott. Winnipeg was in the perfect coverage to make Cody Fajardo hold on to the football long enough that Jackson Jeffcoat could finally get home.
Jeffcoat with Gauthier there. They give credit to Gauthier, and it's a great story because he's in the game for Adam Bighill, and he makes a huge play on first down. Didn't have a sack in the regular season, has a big one here. Second and 18 now for Fajardo. Cody under pressure again, escapes, and now he's off of the run. He's got some room to go. Fajardo looking to pick up a first down, still going inside the 50, and he's tackled right there. Cramdy on it, and that will bring up third down. Fajardo almost did it.
Well, it's not exactly Chad Kelly on 2nd and 18 last year in Saskatchewan, but it's pretty damn close. Fajardo got clear for 13 yards. It's 3rd and 5 as they're cross midfield at the 50-yard line of the Bombers. And this is absolutely a situation that Cody Fajardo has to think about using his legs if nobody is open. He doesn't have to force it through the air as the Bombers line up and look like they'll send pressure.
3rd and 5, Fajardo has to have it. Bombers do show some pressure, and they're gonna bring it. Fajardo down the field. Oh my goodness, the speaker, he's got it! Oh, what is happening? Fajardo down the field to Speaker. They've got a first down, and they're within field goal range. You've got to be kidding me.
The Montreal Alouettes in the regular season, 6th ranked passing efficiency on throws of 20 yards or more. They've maximum protected. Fajardo knows that everybody's going to be playing the first down sticks. Winnipeg, don't defend the first down marker. Speaker goes down the sideline alone, and if Cody puts that out in front, it might be an Alouettes lead right now.
Well, and that's what they're looking for with the clock ticking down. Just over 20 seconds to go. Fajardo takes the snap cleanly. Bombers bring pressure. Fajardo's going to throw it down towards the end zone. He's got it! Oh my goodness! It's Philpott! The Montreal Alouettes drive the field, and with 11 seconds left, Cody Fajardo with a likely game winner to the Canadian kid.
Well, Tyson got picked after his brother Jalen going to Calgary, and right now nobody cares because the entire Philpott family is ready to celebrate an upset Grey Cup victory. He got rocked by Shane Gauthier on a screen about 90 seconds ago. He was wheezing. Sean Lemon's crying on the sidelines. The Alouettes sideline is in disbelief, and Winnipeg is stunned.
Cody Fajardo, 3 touchdown passes, 290 yards.
Wow.
And now, to make it a 4-point game, David Cote knocks it home. And the Montreal Alouettes are 13 seconds away from an upset of the Bombers.
Jason Moss is down there coaching as hard as he possibly can. It's DeMario Houston, one-on-one with Tyson Philpott. Philpott tries to get to his inside shoulder, squares him up to get his hips going vertical, and snaps it off to a bit of a little skinny post or an inside slant. He was isolated the whole time. They went after Houston, the leading interception getter in the CFL in the regular season, and the Grey Cup is making its appearance at field level here at Tim Hortons Field with the Montreal Alouettes offense beating the Winnipeg Blue Bombers with 13 seconds remaining.
A 7-play, 83-yard drive in less than 2 minutes by the Montreal Alouettes offense, which we all questioned coming into this game. Winning it, leading it in the most unlikely fashion.
They got Austin Mack. They got something out of Tyler Sneed. They got a whole lot from Tyson Philpott. Cole Speaker makes a big play for him. They lost Geno Lewis in free agency last year. They didn't have the money to spend. They didn't know what their ownership situation was. And all of these misfit toys, Sankey and Lemon and Speaker, they come together and they're getting ready to take down a potential dynasty from Winnipeg.
Janarian Grant awaits a kick that might not even get to him here as the Montreal Alouettes will be careful with 13 seconds on the clock. If Janarian Grant somehow returns this, I'll faint, Marshall. Grant will wait, and he takes it cleanly at the 20. Grant back up to the 40. That is where he will be stopped, about the 42-yard line with 8 seconds on the clock and a timeout for Zach Collaros.
And Avery Williams, who was supposed to be the star middle linebacker, fittingly makes the special teams tackle here on the final potential special teams play of the season for the Montreal Alouettes. He's fit in, he's played his role, and now he'll stay out alongside a whole host of defensive backs. They're going to load up the back end here, sit all the way back. It'll be prevent defense. Everything underneath is okay. Likely only a 3-man rush. It'll be Mustafa Johnson, Sean Lemon, and Lowell Uguar.
Here's Collaros. Time ticking down near side. He's got shown, and he steps out with 4 seconds on the clock after picking up a first down. Chance to heave one up and try to win this ball game.
And here you got to go. They did the perfect play in order to get themselves a chance, a shot to the end zone. And it looks as though they're also going to send out, well, who's substituting here? Is that Jamison Sheen that just checked into the ballgame? Looks like it's potential for the onside kicker.
Sheen is lined up at the bottom of the field. Here we go. Clock ticks down. Zach Collaros.
Yeah, they're going to try
to kick it to the kicker. He's going to boot it all the way down. That'll be taken. The Montreal Alouettes have done it. The drive to a dynasty is dead as the Miracle Men of Montreal pull off a stunning upset over the Blue Bombers, 28-24. Your final in the 110th Grey Cup.